Hey guys, so it's been a little while since I've given you an Iron Dragon update. A lot's been going on. We've been very busy. Today is actually April 11th and it's Monday, and it's the day that we are starting our weapons program. So we started announcing this weapons program about a month ago. We are starting off with bow, and then we're moving on to nunchuck, then eskrima stick, and commas. In my opinion, we saved the best for last. But we are starting off with bow tonight. I've got all the students' bows here with their names on them and everything ready to go. We had them pick out their color and everything like that. So it'll be fun. Tonight's just gonna kind of be an introduction night. But that is the major thing that's going on. We've also got a test coming up, not this coming weekend, but the next. And this is gonna be the first testing day that we had to split into 3 tests. So that's a big deal for us. We're doing the little dragon test, and then we're doing the juniors, and then we're doing the teens and adults separately. So it was big enough that we had to split it into 3, so that's really exciting. So here are all of the bows. We got them from Asian World of Martial Arts. All different colors. Like I said, everybody kind of got to pick their color out of the catalog. There's like a bright green, and nobody chose it. I was so disappointed about that because it was my favorite color. But yeah, we've got a lot of different ones. We've got 16 people in the weapons program. Another thing that it is time for, being April, is summer uniforms. So we always do a summer t-shirt design, and we switched to summer uniforms, which is a red Iron Dragon t-shirt, uniform pants, and a belt. We switch on May 1st. So we do pre-orders for that specific year's design all of April. So we just started that. They don't have to get that year's because, like I said, it's any red Iron Dragon shirt, so it's not something that they're forced to get. They get a red Iron Dragon shirt when they do their trial program with us anyways, so they've got everything they need. This is just kind of an extra thing. So I'll show you the design that we come up with this year. So here's the design. I think it looks really cool. Like I said, we do pre-order only. We don't order any extra. So with all of those updates, we actually have a kind of annoying update as well. So one of our big windows in the front, and I'll show you a close-up of, has like a crack in it, but it's a pretty big crack. It's from like side to side. So it's pushed kind of in, and there were some like glass shards on the inside. So we're thinking that it probably happened from the outside. Like I've mentioned multiple times, we're right beside a bar. So who knows what happens after we close late at night. But either way, we talked to the landlord, and they're putting it on us. It is, you know, in their opinion, our responsibility to fix it. So the first quote we got was like $2,500. We're waiting on a couple other quotes to come in, but that's kind of like a not so fun thing to spend money on because it's not our building. We don't own it. So it's really annoying to fix, especially since we don't think it happened on the inside, but I'll show you. All right, so first of all, we have these on the seats so that nobody falls through or anything or makes it any worse. But the crack goes from here, if you can see, down, and then all the way up there. And when I say there were like shards of glass, they had come through like right here, and we're sitting here. And then if you could feel this, it's like kind of in this way, just a little bit. So that's why we're thinking it might have happened on the outside. I really think the only thing really helping us right now is that we've got this sticker out here, but it's gonna be a pretty expensive fix. Hey guys, so I just got some mail in actually that I was going to talk to you guys about. First of all, our weapons class went really well on Monday. Today is Wednesday. I think it was a really good introduction to bow, which is what we started with. But I got this package here from Asian World of Martial Arts, and it is some patches. So we are implementing patches into a couple of our programs in a couple different ways. And I will explain that. So I'm opening these up here. We've got, for our weapons program, we're gonna do Chevron patches. The first color is gonna be gold, so we got those here. Once they get through all 4 of our weapons through the beginner program, they get the gold one. And then we restart with those weapons, and we're gonna go through intermediate, and they're gonna get a blue, and then they're gonna go through advanced, and they're gonna get a red. And these are gonna go on their pant leg. Also, we have got a patch here. This is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was gonna be. But anyways, this patch is a confidence patch. We are giving these out to our little dragons when they are able to do or lead the warm-ups by themselves without our help. So because that takes a lot of confidence, we are giving those out to them. We also have a split club patch that we give out to our little dragons as well. And then the last one is red stars. So we are starting our Student of the Month program. There's going to be a Student of the Month in the little dragons, in the juniors, and in the teens and adults. And all of our staff is going to agree on who that Student of the Month is each month. And whoever it is, they get one of these patches to go on their lapel. So hopefully that'll be exciting for our students. I'm excited that we got these. I might end up getting a different confidence patch. We'll see. I'll talk to Louise about this because our split club patch for the little dragons is a good bit bigger, and we were getting those from our local supplier, so we might end up seeing if they have these in the same size so that it matches. But either way, we're excited for these patches. Hey guys, so today is Thursday. I'm about to head over to Iron Dragon to clean. Yesterday when you saw me show you the patches, I was in Louise's truck because I had Tarzan with me. Today I don't have Tarzan with me, so I'm in my car. But I was gonna say that Louise and I are both like very lucky to have full-time jobs that work around, or that are able to work around us owning Iron Dragon. So Louise works like 8 to 3-ish, 3:30 sometimes, so he is able to come like straight from work and then be able to start our 4 o'clock little dragon class. And I work remote, so I've got my laptop and everything here with me, and I'm able to it's, you know, 9:45 on a Thursday morning, I'm able to head over to Iron Dragon and take a couple of hours and clean while setting up my laptop and just working from that office. So it's very, very nice that Louise and I have that. Because of that, I think we're able to like really grow Iron Dragon, because I think I've mentioned this in the past as well. Neither one of us get paid from Iron Dragon. We do pay our employees, but we live off of our full-time jobs. We both make a pretty good salary, so we're able to live off of that and then grow Iron Dragon without having to rely on any income that comes in there. So we are looking to hire a couple of more part-time employees over the next couple of months. We are growing, and we want to be able to kind of step out as much as possible, or set ourselves up to be able to step out in a couple of years and not have to teach every single class, and be able to just kind of rely on some employees. And we want to give people that opportunity as well. So I know a lot of people growing up in martial arts, myself included, it wasn't a legitimate career to do anything with martial arts. So I know a lot of my instructors when I was growing up talked about how you couldn't make money with this and that, and either times have changed or it's just different people, but you can make money with it. You can make a career out of teaching martial arts, and we want to make that clear with our students. So we are looking to hire a couple of new people, which is exciting. So growing our staff, growing Iron Dragon. But anyways, I've got to head over there and get to cleaning. I've got to grab some gas because I think I have like 20 miles to empty on the way there. Here we go. So you can probably hear Jazzercise next door, but we left quite a mess from classes last night. So I'm gonna clean this up first and then get started. All right, I'm in our kind of cleaning supply closet. We had 2 mops, but they have gotten to the point where they smell bad. I tried to wash them, but it didn't really help. So these are trash. And then I bought 3 more mops off of Amazon. So I know, very intriguing stuff, new mops and stuff, but it's part of it. So I'm actually excited for these for these new mops. That's what happens to you. All right, so brand new mops. I'm excited. All right, I've got my mop bucket. I'm about to start out in the lobby and then work my way all the way back to the back. So as I'm mopping, I typically find a podcast to listen to. You might think that I would listen to like a business podcast or something like that, but that is not the case. I listen to true crime podcasts. So my favorite one is Crime Junkie. Second favorite, the person who does Crime Junkie, Ashley Flowers, just came out with a new one called The Deck, and I really enjoy it, and it's a little bit more of a short form, it seems, podcast. It's about 30 minutes. So that's what I'm about to put on and mop the whole school.
Accounted for at the time of the murder. Police realized that if Anne was last seen grading papers at 2:50, then witnesses heard her screaming at 3, and if she was dead by 3:15, that left a very narrow window of time for the killer to enter the courthouse, locate Anne, end up in the hallway, stab her multiple times, and then leave completely undetected.
Alright, so I'm done cleaning. Just kind of doing some other stuff that's kind of not happened yet since we haven't had time. But one thing that we did also get from Asian World of Martial Arts when we got the bow staffs, we got the belts for the next test, and we got the patches that I showed you guys. We also went ahead and picked up some mitts, some focus mitts like for boxing. We have some. They are flaking a little bit on the inside because they're pretty old. So we just picked up one more pair from Asian World. Also because for a wholesale account with Asian World of Martial Arts, there is like a discount if you order a certain amount, a certain dollar amount of stuff. And we were like right on the cusp of that, of the amount to get the next percentage off. So like I did the math, and it would be cheaper for us to have bought something else to get that next percentage off than it would be if we just had gone with what was in our cart and got the lower percentage off, if that makes sense. So sometimes if you have a situation like that, like do the math and see if it makes more sense to buy something else. So I just kind of thought around about classes and whatever and what we might need, and this is what I came up with. So I got 2 of these, and it ended up doing a lot better for us with that percentage off. All right, so I'm done cleaning. I've got about an hour and a half before classes start. I have to run home, grab my uniform because I forgot to bring it with me, and then come back. I think I'm going to start the 4 o'clock or 4:15, I think today, little dragon class because Louise is going to be a little bit late from work. But then he shouldn't really need me for the 5 and 6 o'clock because we've got 2 assistant instructors that are helping with those. So I pretty much always have a sticky note of just like tons of stuff to do business-wise that has nothing to do with really teaching. So that's something that a lot of people don't think about when they decide to open a martial arts school. So if you're ever kind of thinking, should I open a martial arts school? If your thought is, I love teaching and I love martial arts, and like those are the only 2 reasons that you're gonna open a martial arts school, I would say don't do it, because yes, that's obviously the majority of what you do, but if you don't like the business side or don't even like have that knowledge about the business side, the school isn't going to run in a way where you could even have those students to teach. It's just going to be stressful because you probably won't, be making enough money to pay the rent well, to get stuff that you need and this and that. So if you don't enjoy that side of it, or you don't have a partner that enjoys that side of it, I would say go try to find a job teaching, but that's just going off on another tangent. So anyways, with that said, Louise loves martial arts and he loves teaching. I love martial arts too. I wouldn't say I love teaching. I do teach if need be, but it's not what I'm passionate about. I love training. I do love one-on-one teaching, but I don't really enjoy teaching a huge group class, and he like thrives the bigger the class is. So he's also really enjoys the business side, but I enjoy like the numbers and the accounting and the paperwork. Like I know that sounds weird for somebody to enjoy, but I do really enjoy that and he doesn't. So we work really well together, that he kind of handles the majority of classes and I handle everything else. So that's kind of how we put it together. I said, if you can handle classes and you can handle like running tests, like being that head instructor type thing out there, I can have the business running around you and we can be good. So that's kind of where we are. With that said, I was just gonna kind of like read off some things that I have to get done business wise. First of all, I have to update our website. I'm the one that like created our whole website. It's definitely not professionally made. That was the first website I've ever created, and that was a pain in the butt. But anyways, with us starting the weapon program and changing the schedule, I have to go to the website and update all of that. So I needed to do that pretty quickly. I have on here to create a green belt sparring letter. We don't require sparring until green belt, but what I want to do is when they get their green belt at testing, we always have their certificate, and then paper clipped to it, we have their grading sheet for whoever graded them so they can see those notes. I also want to, if anybody's going to green belt, within that paper clip, give them a letter that kind of explains that they have to start sparring, explains the sparring package, how to get their sparring gear, and kind of what to expect in that sparring class. So I want to kind of type that up today, or maybe not today, but before testing, which is next Saturday. And then we are starting Student of the Month. So we got, I showed you guys those patches. We got those red patches, the little stars. But how we're going to determine Student of the Month is with all of our staff. So there's 4 of us. There's me, there's Louise, and then we have 2 part-time instructors or assistant instructors and helper. And we want everybody to have an input on that Student of the Month because everybody's in classes. So I need to make some sort of sheet where each one of our employees and staff can nominate somebody out of each program for Student of the Month if they see them stand out, so that we can kind of keep track of that. Because sometimes you might see somebody at the beginning of the month and think, oh yeah, they really stood out this class, but you forget about it. So I don't want them to forget about it if somebody really stood out. I want to have it written down in some way. So I've got to come up with that. I need to make the next schedule for our instructors. I send them out a schedule. I try to do that like 3 weeks in advance, because I have worked for places that you don't get your schedule until like a couple of days in advance, and that sucks, and I never want to do that to somebody. So I try to give them their schedule at least 3 weeks in advance so that they can plan around it and know what they're doing and let me know if they need it to change in any way. So I definitely want to treat them the way that I would like to be treated. And then another thing, I think my last thing, so this is our schedule kind of typed up. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I'm gonna take the camera and show you what I want to talk about. This is our schedule. Now, when we changed it to add the weapons program and stuff, we did it like this, and the same issue is happening with sparring. So I'll show you guys. It's like that. So we've had a couple of people interpret this as we're having a junior, teen, and adult like regular Taekwondo class and a sparring class at that same time. So we've had people show up for weapons that weren't in the weapons class because they thought these were like two different classes happening at the same time. And then same thing with sparring. Some people who didn't have sparring gear and they weren't part of sparring yet show up because they thought these two classes were two classes happening at the same time. So I see where that confusion could happen. So I'm gonna change that and just put sparring, just put weapons program in situations like this, and then reprint these all out. So something like the schedule, like I just talked about, it's a lot of just trial and error. So, you know, when I'm coming up with the schedule, I obviously know what I'm trying to communicate, so it makes sense to me. But then when it's interpreted a different way, because it didn't make that much sense to somebody else, that's kind of a red flag to me if I need to change that. So this video has probably gotten a little bit long, so I'm gonna end it here. It was just kind of an update since I hadn't updated you guys in a very long time, it felt like. But next week is testing week for us, so my plan is to create a whole video of testing week, which I've done in the past, but it's, you know, there's different stuff going on every week, but just to kind of keep you guys updated. And then also in a couple of weeks or maybe a couple of months, we actually are going to renovate that back area that I talked about in my 2022 goals video. So there's a lot coming up, so make sure that you stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.